Now, Ukraine has said its forces are advancing in Russia's Kursk region, taking more settlements and Russian soldiers prisoner. The incursion into the Kursk region began 3 weeks ago, but its force commander warned the situation on the eastern front in Ukraine was difficult, with Russian troops now controlling another village. Meanwhile, Russia has launched a wave of missile attacks across Ukraine for a second day. At least 4 people were killed and many others injured in strikes that hit apartment blocks and also a hotel. Over the last 48 hours, more than half of the country has been targeted by over 100 missiles and 100 drones. Energy infrastructure has again been the main focus. President Zelensky said his forces would undoubtedly respond. He was speaking a little earlier.
Already in this huge attack of Russians, we destroyed already some missiles and drones using F-16. I will not share how many, but we did it thanks to partners that they gave us F-16s provided to us. But again, it's not enough. We're a small number of F-16, and we need to do wider training mission and etc. We have propositions to the United States. It depends on their permission. They have to be positive on it. They have to look at this real. Because we speak about our territories, not about American territories. Yes, so that's it. And about new package, I'm very thankful. I had a conversation with President Biden. He decided to give us the new package. Thanks a lot. A little problem. We need, after Biden, to bring this package home.
That was President Zelensky. Let's speak to the former Prime Minister of Ukraine, Arseniy Yatsenyuk, who joins me live on the programme. And thank you so much for your time here, speaking to us on BBC News. What have the last 48 hours been like there?
Well, disastrous as the last 10 years and actually the 2.5 years when Russia launched a full-scale invasion. So Russians launched a barrage of more than 200 missiles and drones. 3 missiles just hit the target less than a mile from my home. So an entire Ukrainian population was either in the basements or in the subways. So Russians, they are targeting energy infrastructure, so they are not targeting military infrastructure, so they want to undermine the very existence of the Ukrainian state and the very existence of the Ukrainian economy. The good thing is that Ukrainian anti-aircraft and anti-missile defense system succeeded in shooting down a number of missiles, and the success rate is very high due to the decision of our American and British and NATO partners to supply Ukraine with an anti-missile systems and actually F-16. But the bad thing is that, look, Russia still has an ability to produce missiles in hundreds, despite the fact that the Western world imposed harsh and severe sanctions against Russia. But FT just a few days ago reported that Russian missiles still contain semiconductors and different stuff produced in NATO member states.
And how important...
So the situation is disastrous.
How important will it be going forward to try to get Washington and the Western allies to change that position about how and where you can use Western weaponry, whether you can target inside Russia?
Look, here is the thing. When I participated in NATO public forum, which was held in DC in Washington, I was very clear and open saying to our Western friends that, look, guys, you have to change the rules of engagement. You have to lift all these restrictions. This is the easiest and the closest way how to end this war. And not just to end, but to win this war. This is the way how the democracy can win this war against tyrant and dictatorship regime of Vladimir Putin. And he's not the only one. So I strongly believe that the plea and the appeal that Volodymyr Zelensky, Ukraine's president, today once again launched during his press conference, asking our Western friends to leave the curbs on the use of Western long-range missiles to hit the Russian airfields, to hit the Russian military sites, to hit the Russian command and control centers, not the civilian infrastructure. What Russians are doing is the right response.
A final thought then, because Ukrainians have shown such resilience, but it is really tough, isn't it, going through the last couple of days. That is an absolute truth. But also, how confident are you that you will have the energy supplies to take you through this third winter?
Look, Ukrainian people have guts, Ukrainian people have stamina, and Ukrainian people have resolve. That's the reason why we are fighting, and that's the reason why Putin failed in taking over the entire Ukraine. But his aim definitely is to undermine Ukraine and actually to kill not only Ukrainians, but entire Ukrainian energy sector. Much depends on the weather, and much depends on the ability of Ukraine to shut down Russian missiles, and much depends on the support of our Western friends in revamping Ukrainian energy and power generation plants. So we need to decentralize an entire Ukrainian energy sector. And this is the biggest task that Ukraine is right now facing. So the situation is dire on the one hand. On the other hand, there is no other way rather than to reconstruct Ukraine's energy sector and to survive and to win this war.
Former Prime Minister, thank you for taking time to speak to us here on BBC News. Well, there are so many flanks to this war. Let's concentrate on another, because let's get more analysis now of Ukraine's incursion into Russia's Kursk region. Here's Olga Robinson from BBC Verify.
It's been 3 weeks since Ukrainian soldiers crossed the border into the Russian region of Kursk. And since then, Ukrainians have advanced some 30 kilometers or 19 miles into Russia, based on analysis from the Institute for the Study of War. And it says in its latest assessment that Ukraine's forces have not made any significant advances in the past day. Now let's take a look at some of the latest footage. We're continuing to see Ukrainian drones being used to strike Russian infrastructure. And this video, which has been verified by our team, has been circulating online since at least late yesterday. And it shows a drone strike on an electrical substation in the Kursk region. We can't independently confirm at this stage when exactly this video was filmed, but our team continues to investigate. Ukrainian strikes have also destroyed or damaged at least 2 key bridges over the River Seine in the past weeks. You can see damage clearly here on this satellite image, which was taken on the 26th of August. And in order to counter those attacks, we can see that Russians have been building pontoon bridges, these temporary structures like this one here, which was we can see on this satellite image captured on the 26th of August, they can help Russians get supplies to their forces across the river. And we've also seen this footage, which was posted by Ukraine's armed forces on the 26th of August. It apparently shows an abandoned Russian fortifications in the Kursk region. And we've not been able to independently verify this footage because it's filmed inside, but it does appear to show equipment and weapons left behind in an empty room with a Russian flag. Meanwhile, today, Ukraine's commander-in-chief, speaking at a forum in Kiev via video link, said Ukraine now controls 100 settlements and that almost 600 Russian servicemen have been captured. We can't verify this independently, but the commander said one of the objectives of Ukraine's offensive into Kursk was to distract Russia's forces away from their own offensive in eastern Ukraine, where Russia has been steadily advancing in recent months.
Olga Robinson. Now, the head of the UN nuclear watchdog says the proximity of the Kursk nuclear power plant to the fighting in western Russia is extremely serious. Rafael Grossi was speaking after visiting the plant, located just 40 kilometers from the front line in the Kursk region. It's still operating, making the risk of a nuclear accident even greater. Ukraine has not responded to allegations from Moscow that it's repeatedly attacked the nuclear facility.